paid to drive. Start a new career behind the wheel at the EMTA. If you are looking for a high-paying and rewarding career with full benefits and paid training, stop by or apply online today with the EMTA. Plus, EMTA riders can now enjoy free Wi-Fi on new, clean, and environmentally friendly buses to travel all over Erie County. Visit ridethee.com for more information.
Get on board EMTA. Get on board EMTA. Get on board.
At Quickfill, what matters most is that our customers, our communities, and our heroes are taken care of. We start by providing American-made gasoline, which means you can buy local, keeping America and your communities strong. We also support vital charities every year and hold Operation Give Thanks each November to help provide a better future for our veterans and their families. We're proud to support the communities we live and work in, and we're doing our best every day to make our towns a better place. Quickfill, driving America.
Welcome to TalkErie.com's Joel Natale Show, Erie, Pennsylvania's daily podcast. Every day, we tackle the biggest issues that the Erie, PA region faces. Stay informed and involved as we advance the narrative of Erie. Now, here's Joel Natale.
So excited to have with us here the Erie County Community College, the Erie County Executive here.
Wow.
Oh my gosh! Hold on a second. We're gonna get. We've got some double audio here. Let's get it back. Are we good there, buddy?
I'm getting there.
Yeah, I'll get it for you. Okay. There we go. All right. I think we're back here. Okay, here we go. Welcome, Christina Vogel, the county executive. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Thank you, Joel. Glad
Appreciate
to be
you
here.
being here. All right. Happy 4th. How did that all go from your end? As far as, I mean, you had certainly some events before the 4th, including the return of the Niagara, right? I mean,
yeah. So the Niagara came back on the 3rd.
Yeah.
Which was great. I was in both the Mill Creek Parade and the Lawrence Park Parade, but I've done both of those for Donato's for years.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And threw candy and as Donato's and wore my Donato shirt and was in the Donato's car that was decorated and all of those things. But I do like both of those parades. I actually like Lawrence Park better only because they line you up in the high school parking lot all together, which I think is nice. And then they kind of are, that's more organized.
It's really tight too.
Yeah.
Whereas Mill Creek, you're on 12th Street, so you got a lot of space.
Yeah. And Lawrence Park, I feel like because of, just the way that they have the path, it's more intimate, it
Sure.
feels more cozy, I guess.
It reminds me of the Albion parade for the
true.
fair too,
That's true.
But I mean, they big fireworks. Of course, we had the July 3rd, lights over the bay at the city. Fireworks all throughout the county here. It was a special one with the America 250, and there's more to come. Talk a little bit about that.
So yeah, the county actually, we were going to have a Arts and Heritage Festival that got rained out.
Yeah.
That has been moved to Sunday, August 23rd.
Okay.
And we also have the Birthday Bash, which is August 21st, which is a Friday night. So that weekend will kind of be the county's weekend for the two events that we have left that we are working on.
So the gala is called the Birthday Bash, and that's on the 21st?
That's on the 21st. We're going to have reenactors. We're going to have food and food and food and drinks.
Yeah.
The Niagara will be there.
Okay.
And so you can have your picture taken with the Niagara. It's going to be exciting. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
All right, so that's a ticketed event, correct?
That is a ticketed event.
Through Erie Events?
Through Erie Events, which you can get currently.
And
I've
that's
seen them.
happening at the Bayfront Convention Center?
At the Convention Center,
Okay.
correct. 5 o'clock? I don't remember. Is it 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
I think it's at 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Introduce the
John
county,
Stehlin is here.
Countywide Engagement Officer John Stehlin, if that familiar voice there. So 5 o'clock, and the idea. What's like the dress code? Is this a Is this a formal thing?
It is not a formal thing. Is I would say a casual event, but it would be, you don't wear your pajamas, right? So,
right.
but yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be, I think people will be pleasantly surprised.
Okay, well, so reenactors and I would imagine music, right?
Music. We have some historical. I don't know, like educational pieces that are going to be part of it. That Niagara will be there, like I said. We'll have some period food things. We have it kind of broken out into 5 different periods, so 50 years, each 50 years of the history. So yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah, you were there on the 3rd when the Niagara came in. Again, all the most of the state reps were there. It's a good thing that our ship is back, isn't it?
Yes, it's wonderful. It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now there's still some things they have to do. We can talk to the folks
they have to
about
rig
it, but
the sails, and they didn't. They were trying to get everything done so she could sail home, and so they didn't get the sails rigged up, and a couple other things that they're working on.
Kind of wish that it would have been able to participate in New York. That Sail Forth, that was spectacular,
impressive. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But we're glad that she's here.
Correct.
And
yes.
we had a whole weekend of deck visits and things and
blacksmiths.
Yes. Yeah. How about those flyovers with the World War II planes? That was really amazing.
I drove by. I didn't actually get to see them, but I drove by them quite a bit because I drive back and forth on 12th Street by the airport all the time. But yeah, they looked pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were flying over a lot of the picnics on Friday and Saturday. You're like, oh, there's a, of course I can't identify them, but that's a flying fortress, or that's a super fortress. Pretty remarkable to kind of engage in that, in all of that history there. The do you? I mean, with the 2 events that you're sponsoring here, we're putting our best foot forward when it comes to our response to America 250, don't you think? I mean,
I think so. Yes.
I mean, we had the big
seriously.
concert early on, right, in June, right?
And I really actually like how the money has been distributed to a variety of, historical societies, Erie Arts and Culture, the Philharmonic. They have done one concert, but they're doing multiple ones this week throughout the county. And yeah, I think it's been a great way to kind of let each organization shine in the way that they can amplify their own message about America 250. So I think it's gone really well.
Terrific here. What is a tip? Okay, this is your first summer at the county, but have some of your department heads told you what the rhythm is in the summer for the county typically? I mean, I don't know. We get 3 months, and so I feel like everybody's at least trying to get a little bit of pulled back and being able to be out in the sunshine, right?
Well, I mean, I can tell whenever the county has a day off, because then the parking lots are empty because it's staggered, right? People usually take their vacation around that. So I would say last week was one of my least busy weeks that I've had since I was sworn in. And I think that kind of just lends itself people wanting to enjoy be on vacation, enjoy everything that happened last week. But by and large, I just feel like there's constantly a lot going on all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, another thing that was going on last week was the Pennsylvania Downtown Center was here.
Right.
I think you at least did a welcome or something there. Did you go to?
I did not go to any of their meetings or anything like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, they were here. We actually, CCAP is coming next summer for their annual.
What is CCAP?
Sorry, this County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania.
Okay. So you'll be the host of that.
Yes, I will be the host, and we will be inviting all of them from across the Commonwealth next summer.
Like, do all 67 counties participate generally in something like that? Maybe
no,
not Philly,
but a lot of them do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of them are there. So, and actually, this one is in August. I'm going to the one in August, which is in Scranton area.
Okay.
Really to steal ideas, to see what all I need to do, what kind of
Sure.
stuff. What are the options? And I'll get an idea of how many people are actually going to be here. But it should be, 1,500 people.
it is remarkable when folks from, and again, we mostly attract state conferences at our convention center, although sometimes there's something that's national. But it's amazing to have people downstate or on the east side of the Commonwealth. They come to Erie. They've never been. They're not like Pittsburghers or people in Mercer that come up all the time. These people have never been, and they come and they're like blown away.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, honestly, Erie shines in the summer, right? And so having all of these groups that come in here, I mean, we get to kind of showcase everything, all the beautiful pieces of Erie. And it definitely stays. I mean, even we had, there was an organization that was here a couple of months ago that the mayor and I both welcomed to from just high schools, the IU.
Okay.
Same kind of thing. Loved the water. There was a veterans group from across the state. They came a month or so ago. I did a welcome. Same thing, you know. So yeah, we bring people all across the state here, and it's a wonderful experience for the majority of them.
Again, you didn't grow up here, but you probably are getting the people whispering this whole. The Joyce and Judy that now we have Daria and Christina. Is that? Are you starting to hear some of that?
I hear that all the time, and I always feel bad for Daria because I'm like 50 pounds heavier than her. But people mistake me for Daria all the time, and sometimes I've gotten letters that people have talked about how both of us and that they're rooting for both of us, they're praying for both of us. I think it's lovely. You know?
Yeah. Well, again, it's been a while since we had, we had, Kathy Dahlkemper, County Executive Dahlkemper, in your seat, but it had been a while since we had a woman in the mayor's office in the fifth floor. So, congratulations for being the 21st century edition of the Joyce and Judy show. Which, again, that was Judy Lynch was in there, gosh. 4 or 5
20
terms.
Years. Yeah.
Was it 20 years?
Yeah.
Incredible.
The other thing that I like about it with Daria and I is that, Mayor, sorry, I should call him. We came in together, right?
Yes.
And so we went through the campaign together. I did not know her prior to running for election. And for Judy and Joyce Savacchio, Judy had already been there for 8 years.
Oh, I guess I didn't remember that. Yeah.
And so we actually, I feel like,
she was only the second CE. But Robbie Robinson started the thing, and then she kind of got ensconced, as it were. Yeah. And then we have term limits now, right? Yeah. You want to write all 3 terms, or
let's do one at a time.
Let's do one at a time. Let's take on some of those dangling participles, I like to call them. Okay. The things that string along from one month to the next. So. Tiny homes. Last month you said you thought maybe you had takers for all of them?
So we do. The contracts aren't signed still for all of them, so they're still sitting at 16th and Parade.
All of them are still at 16th and Parade?
2 of them are at the Erie County Technical School, but that's okay. So, but they're in their same locations that they've been for a year, over a year.
Are they rotting?
Parts of them.
Yeah.
I actually had a great conversation with BIU last week about them, and why they, when I explained in the video that they needed to be raised 2 feet, there was a lot of questions about why that was, and the reason is that Pennsylvania never adopted the small home codes. Yeah. And so they're basing them on your house or anybody's house. So it has to be a room has to be 70 7 by 10, so 70 square feet. All of these pieces, it has to be 4 feet up from a foundation because of our winters and snow. And so all of those pieces are what they had to go off of when they were trying to get them approved. And
so all these tiny homes that are, that we're seeing on cable television and whatever, don't fly in PA?
Well, if you you have to have a variance, you have to have it changed. Okay. You have to be able to make those. Yeah. So that when they went through to get them approved, that is what they based it on, was the code that was, the Pennsylvania code.
And certainly the county really doesn't dive into housing codes. Those are municipalities.
Right,
that deal with that.
exactly. And that's, I think, people, for an average person, and this, I would say this is true for myself before I got into politics, there is a very fuzzy line between what the county is responsible for, what the municipalities are responsible for, what the state is responsible for, and not everybody understands all of those nuance. And you see that come up over and over and over again.
I guess what this one in particular was confusing about is that we saw the homes at community shelter. What is that, the Kiwanis or whatever, at the old Columbus school, and so people saw, okay, they're able to do them there, and they're using them.
They're not permanent structures, though. They're not there for people to live in full time. So those are rotational. Those are temporary housing.
Okay.
And they don't
That's
have
a
kitchens,
distinction.
right? They don't have kitchens. They eat inside, and yes. So
that's the difference.
Yes, I know, but it is. I mean, again, people are busy. They have their own lives. Nobody wants to understand all the nuances. I get that. But that's part of it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And there's some politics involved too.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, either your predecessor could do no wrong or could do nothing right. And
True.
And that's kind of the nature of our politics. Let's talk about reentry. Again, another one of those deals where, when I went to, I guess it would have been one of the May meetings of council, there was well over an hour plus of testimony, protesting the move of reentry from the YMCA to adult probation. Where does that stand right now?
So
what can you share?
Yeah, we are.
Because a lot of that initiative came from both your office and the mayor's office, right, of making that change?
We were in agreement that we were supportive of the courts making that change. Yes.
Okay.
And
so the court, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the courts were kind of a driving force of making a change of where this would be housed.
Correct. Yes. It was the courts who spearheaded the discussion.
Okay.
But I would say both the mayor and I did and still believe this is a very integral program that we support wholeheartedly, regardless of where it was. And I think there was a lot of confusion and misinformation about that there was a nefarious reason for why it was moved.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I do think, though, that the advocates that had championed of why there was concern that it was with adult probation or with a kind of a penalizing entity within council, I understand that. And I was probably amiss in trying to understand where this program lives.
See, I thought it was clear, though, that we were just looking for, first off, we were looking for some kind of county control, which supposedly was the original intention.
Correct.
That it wasn't supposed to be a willy-nilly, at different nonprofits, even though the funding originally came from the community foundation.
Correct.
That eventually would be a line item at the county and at the city.
And so we're begging for money every year.
So you're not begging for money.
Right. So that is all true. And it was hastily, I would say, we got to put it somewhere if it's in the county, right? It has to be with an organization. And there was real concern from the people that had gone through this program, or had were going through the program currently, that it was with probation because of because you don't want to share everything that you're doing to try to better yourself, and if you've fallen, with people that have the ability to penalize you, right?
Right.
I get that. That's a legitimate argument.
Yeah.
And so we are proposing to move that to the public defender's office. That has not been done yet, but that is.
Okay. And again, there's still going to be a director. It might even be the fellow that you've hired, right? That would direct this particular program of reentry. But the paymaster and the kind of the the oversight would come maybe from, you're saying you're looking at public defense.
Right, that it would live there. And that synergy of, organizing, okay, if you're coming out of prison in 2 weeks, what do we need to line up to make sure that you have the best chance for success? Mm-hmm. And that's really what the reentry program is trying to do, right?
And it has real tremendous outcomes, again, over all these years, right? I mean,
yeah.
So, I mean, when do you think you'll have some clarity on that?
Well, so council doesn't meet as often in the summer.
Right.
They only meet once a month. And so, we want to make sure it has 2 readings and does, follows all the pieces of it. So, I mean, by fall, I think it will be, I don't think we'll have any, I don't think council has not shared that they have concerns about that. I think that should be fine. So I would say by the fall, it'll be moved over.
All year round, Frontier Home Products and Design has what you need to make your home comfortable and beautiful. Relax on a new timber tech deck designed by Frontier's experts. A new fireplace from Frontier Home Products Fireplace Gallery adds warmth and serenity to any home. Beauty and versatility at Frontier Home Products and Design Center, 4213 Peachtree, East 5th, next to the Bayfront Highway.
Frontier Home Products and Design Center. Discover a new frontier.
PA contractor number PA039007.
Looking for amazing finds and incredible deals? Visit Erie City Mission Thrift today. From stylish clothes and shoes to quality furniture and home goods, you'll discover something new each time while changing lives right here in Erie. It's shopping that feels good and does good. Come see us in Erie and Girard. Erie City Mission Thrift. Thrift with a purpose.
From baggage claim to pajamas in 10 minutes. Erie International Airport. Fly with ERI.com.
Fly Erie International Airport to Charlotte on American Airlines, your nonstop gateway to the world. Also, we have Breeze Airways flying nonstop to Orlando and Tampa, Florida. Great low-cost carrier providing excellent service to the regional community. Fly Erie International for your travel needs.
Fly with ERI.com.
And let's just keep going through the list here, County Executive Vogel. And it was last month that we debuted I want to call it the Genesis Project, but that's Star Trek, right? But no, this new system, this new alert system for, for emergencies of all kinds, right? I mean.
And I thought John Derlin did a great job explaining kind of everything that they do. That was fantastic. Yes. So if you haven't signed up, we've had 600 so far that have signed up at least. Go to the county's website. There's an alert icon or button or something to go there to sign up. ErieCountyPA.gov.
And again, it's an SMS text. So it doesn't matter if you have a smartphone or a dumb phone or flip phone, you can get that text. Or you can even get a phone call on like a landline, right?
Correct. Yeah, you can also do that. So, and it also has all of the municipalities, so you can sign up. So if something happens in Fairview and you live in Harbor Creek and you don't care what's happening in Fairview, then you don't have to hear anything about if something is in Fairview that you don't want to hear about. So you can sign up just for the areas that you want. And then this will be, you only get the alerts that impact you.
It was interesting because I'm signed up obviously for the city of Erie. I live in the city, I work in the city. But when when the storms are coming through, like Cambridge Spring, it was like just below the line, but it was clipping the bottom. I don't know. It maybe a little bit of Albion or Edinburgh or whatever. But I didn't get the notice when we were having those big storms last month and so on. So you are able to tailor it the right way. It's not just for storms. Like it can be power out. Like we had that planned power outage last week right here in downtown.
Right. Well,
I'm not sure it went off for that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that they may not have had time. I don't know, because I think they just found out about that a day before. But but a variety. Any time that there is a dangerous situation that we would want to let the county be aware of, that's where you could hear about it, is through this SMS directly to your phone. That's the value of it.
also, a big announcement last week was that Governor Shapiro's administration, the Department of Ag, is buying up a tonnage of grapes from here in Erie County. Can you kind of give us the story behind all that?
So, sure. Refresco is a multinational processor based in the Netherlands, and they are one of 4 or 5 processors of grapes in, Northeast New York, all of that region. And they notified farmers that they were going to that they canceled all of their contracts, so they weren't going to process any of their grapes. And a friend of mine, actually in Northeast, had contacted me about it. Got me in contact with Nick Mobilia. I listened to Nick about everything kind of that was happening. And then I did a little research on what are options. And I saw that in what I was, when I was Googling, this kind of incident had happened other places, that food banks had come in and helped in different ways. So I talked to Greg Hall, who is the CEO of the Second Harvest Food Bank. And Greg just saved the day, I will say, honestly. So he contacted Feeding PA, he talked to Nick Mobilia, and he just ran with it. And so Feeding PA is, as soon as the Shapiro administration and Secretary Redding approved the purchase order for this $500,000, so the farmers that were 51% affected or more had to sign up on the state's website terminal. And once they got that purchase order, then VDPA is taking it from there. So they're buying, or they're using the money from the state to purchase all of the grape concentrate, and they're going to distribute.
Okay, so it's already been squished.
I don't know if it's been squished or not, but it's all like the everything's running smoothly now.
Yes.
Right. So they're going to take all of it.
So they have a market for
so
what
they are
their
gonna,
product.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's multiple pieces, right?
It's $500,000.
Yeah. So and the money is coming from the state, but it is Feeding PA that's going to distribute it throughout the Commonwealth.
So now those food banks have this grape concentrate or whatever.
I think it eventually gets grape juice.
Okay.
Right. And then so they will distribute that. Well, then that's a short-term, one-time fix for this year. And then long-term, actually, Greg Hall is also looking at, there's a smaller group of grape farmers up there that are looking at, so we need a long-term solution. And they have created a pouch, like you see those applesauce pouches.
Yeah, sure.
And so they have a grape juice pouch that they are creating. And Greg is actually working with them to distribute that throughout, not just Feeding PA, but Feeding Ohio and Feeding America, right?
Nice.
Throughout the United States, to see if they can have a market for that long term. So that will help longer term. So there's 2 different things that Greg has been working on. You should have him on.
Greg Hall?
Yeah,
he's been, but it's been a while. It's interesting because it was Second Harvest is built the demand for the Grow Erie project and the what is it, the beets or something,
lettuce.
The lettuce, yeah.
Which actually I was just there last week or a couple weeks ago maybe at Grow Erie, but they were harvesting, so I couldn't go actually in it. But Tina and Jean showed me a picture of the lettuce. It's like photoshopped. It's beautiful. It's perfect.
Yeah, and the process that they're using is the high tech ag. From
it's
the
impressive.
fellows from Canada that have moved in. That is really remarkable. That and it's a little bit sad that we have so much food insecurity that Second Harvest is actually like plugging holes.
This is true. Yes.
In our food chain, if you will.
Mm-hmm. That they have the demand, right?
Demand is so high. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You ever think about, again, you're an analytical person. And again, America 250, I'm reflecting on the blessing of living in America, in Pennsylvania, being in Erie. I feel like this is the greatest place to live, but it's not without its challenges and troubles and so on. But it is remarkable the standard of living that we live under, compared to, maybe a foreign country. Yeah, Paris, where they can't get air conditioning, right? I mean, I'm sitting here in my studio, no problem. But meanwhile, we're not, we do have our challenges here in Erie and Erie County as far as our household income, for example, and some of the workforce participation. Some of our stats are not the greatest. Do you look at any of that stuff as an analytical person?
I do.
How are you feeling about all of it? What's the solution side of maybe moving some of those numbers to the good?
I think that there are a variety of ways that we need to make improvements. I firmly believe that we need to increase the minimum wage, and that is, I have been on team increase the minimum wage for many years.
Is there any latitude that a county could do that unilaterally as a home rule charter?
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay. Just wondering.
Because they stopped that because Philly was going to do that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think that's why I'm asking. Yeah.
I do think that is still a conversation from when I've talked to the state reps and our state senator about the possibility of increasing the minimum wage. I think that is still part of the budget conversation. I wholeheartedly believe we have to get more money into people's pockets. I think that is part of the problem. Home ownership is part of the problem. If there is a way to get the county to help buy or the land bank to have land that we can then turn over to homeowners, if there's programs that we can do with that, I think that would help. Increasing the workforce participation rate also will help. I mean, I think there are just there's no silver bullet. It is small incremental steps that we have to continue to take, but I do think we need to raise the minimum wage.
Well, that's interesting. The let me click.
I didn't know we were going to talk about that.
No, but I appreciate it. Well, and again, I'm still hung up on this whole thing that I got from the Cleveland Fed that showed some of the Erie markets just wealth factor kind of like equal to Appalachia.
Yes,
and it was shocking. And did you get the big printout or?
So I actually was at the Cleveland Fed about 6 weeks ago.
Oh, you went to Cleveland?
Yes,
okay.
And met with President Hammack.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean, so Erie County is a depressed region. We know that. The wealth disparity between Erie and Pennsylvania and the nation, it is significantly low. And I mean, no one wants to raise an input cost if you're a business owner, as I am, but also what is happening now is that there are fewer and fewer people that can purchase anything, right?
Right.
And so if the top 10% of earners are buying 50% of consumption in the United States, which is what is happening, then we are essentially crowding out people to, and our economy is based on consumption. So the majority of people cannot buy any variety of things. And you see that.
Everywhere. A car costs the same in Erie as it does in Pittsburgh, as it does in Nashville.
Right.
I mean, that Toyota Camry or whatever, that car is going to cost the same. But the buying power of the person in Erie is so much less than the average human in Pittsburgh or in Nashville. Now, and this is why during COVID, when we were getting the COVID cash, right, the ARP money or the direct checks in someone, even in the Trump administration, the first one, we were saying this is so much. This is a big deal in Erie because it's a larger percentage of household income. When we give you $1,400 as a taxpayer, it goes much further in Erie because it's a bigger chunk of your income. But those are short term situations here, while our overall kind of state of poverty is kind of tough.
Yes, and you're exactly right. So I mean, I don't know where you were during the beginning of the pandemic, but I had Donato's, right? And so, and I had workers who, first of all, they thought they were going to die. I mean, we forget that people legitimately thought they were going to die, and that you would read things in the paper, 37-year-old, everything's fine, died at Hammett, right? Like it happened.
Yeah.
And that was very, very scary. So I had employees who were very concerned about their own well-being and of their families, that they were going to take something home. And at the same time, they had friends that were not working, who were getting this increase in unemployment. Mm-hmm. And it was a very difficult, touchy situation. I will tell you, and we got a PPP, grant or whatever. I gave bonuses out so that all of my full-time staff made at least $7,500 in bonuses, because that was it was $600 for 13 months. Mm-hmm. And that's what I wanted to make sure that they made enough that was more than that. So they felt like they came to work for a reason, and they could have just been sitting at home, not doing anything and getting paid. But it was a very interesting, environment, because there was a lot of money that came into the community that I think on one hand gave people an understanding of, well, I could have a different life, and then and now it's like so different because now the costs are so high, and the buying power is so low, that we're in this weird like aftermath of all of that, still trying to
get all dried up, and then you've got situations where Medicaid eligibility has been shrinking, right? There's a lot of external factors to Erie that are exasperating our already kind of tough position that we're in. But let's end on a positive note. One thing that is super positive is those that are in industry here that are able to sell to the government, like Erie Forge and their drive shafts for those submarines. That's a big deal. Mm-hmm. And you and the mayor are both going to a Republican-sponsored summit about defense and innovation. Can you talk about that?
So the mayor and I are going next week, the 14th and 15th, along with a lot of groups. A lot of people from Erie actually are going to be there. Mm-hmm. For the Defense and Innovation Summit that Senator McCormick is having. President Trump will be there the second day. Yeah. And we are going to try to sell Erie in the best way possible, and explain all of the manufacturing capabilities that we have here. Erie Forge, that has $400 million in defense contracts.
Parker Lord.
Wabtec. All these organizations that already exist here that we could increase the capacity. We can help to offset the current state of shipbuilding in the United States and in the Navy, where they are trying to increase capacity, trying to find other ways to create more ships quicker, right? And so how do we... what can Erie offer to fill that void? And that's what we're going there to talk about.
And so it's kind of a comprehensive approach. You're talking about parts. You're talking about, what Don John already has been doing for decades. Some of the new ideas with the Gem City shipbuilding. I mean, it's like this all of the above approach, isn't it? Right.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that, we have the largest die dock in the Great Lakes, which is at Don John right now, right? They are working with Fincantieri and other shipbuilders already. They do repair, they do shipbuilding, they build barges. All those things exist today. Carmoose is there. There is the Erie Coke water site that people have talked about, and Gem City has obviously talked about. But there's a lot of opportunity here, and that's really all we're trying to talk about. Is we have workforce here. We have Penn State. They're getting ready to do their Center for Manufacturing Competitiveness. So they're going to build a small foundry. We're trying to sell all those different pieces. You could come into Erie right now and help alleviate the strain that exists in the Navy and in the national defense world, and we can help.
Yeah, we've already got the ability to do it. And with major investments, we can build on the capacity. And so, you guys are going to be telling the story. It sounds like. Is there going to be like? Are you actually presenting? Are you going to have an event, or what's it looking like?
Yeah,
because I'm trying to cover this.
Okay,
I'm just trying to figure out what my schedule is going to be. Definitely going to be there Tuesday.
Okay, so they. Infinite Erie is going to be there with the table. Kim Thomas and Colleen Doherty are going to be there working a table that Erie will have. And they're going to have, talk about all the things I just mentioned and many more. And then the mayor and I will be at different meetings, at the panel meetings. Have you seen the agenda?
I have not yet, no.
So we will be at different meetings. And then, we're going to try to talk to as many people as possible. But there's a lot of industry. This Erie Forge is going to be there. Don John is going to be there. Logistics Plus is going to be there. Nice. Sphere Brakes is going to be there. There's going to be a lot of people from Erie there representing Erie.
Again, that's happening next week at the Army War College in Carlisle. So Erie taking it on the road one more time. I appreciate your candor. Thanks for the conversation. I know we kind of went on a little journey there, but again, as the community goes, as we can build wealth and capacity financially, already our housing costs have gone up. We've got to make sure that, like you say, people are making more so they can afford to live here and we can have a vibrant future. County Executive Christina Vogel, thank you so much, ma'am.
Can I say one thing?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Do your shout out.
I want to do a shout out to Cindy Widowson, who was at the Save an Eye game, listens to you all the time.
That's awesome.
She's probably listening to you right now. Hi, Cindy. It was nice meeting you. And I have one more thing to say.
Yeah.
I talked to a woman named Natalie. We were wondering who the red cheerleaders were. It was General McLean.
Of course. Go Lancers. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
You've been listening to The Joel Natale Show, Erie, Pennsylvania's daily podcast from TalkErie.com. Subscribe to our show on your favorite podcatcher and get involved by emailing joel@TalkErie.com.